Salut à toutes et à tous, c'est Eagen et bienvenue pour ce nouvel épisode. C'est le 6e épisode de Retour vers le futur, Back to the Future the Game. Épisode, et là c'est l'épisode 2. Et donc si je ne m'abuse, c'est une nouvelle session évidemment. Et si je ne m'abuse, on est chez Partie. Et donc, eh ben on va devoir... On va aller rentrer chez nous, tiens. En passant, on va regarder le tumulte.
Hey, anyone home? There's something wrong with my key.
Please, not now. Tomorrow. Give me another day.
Qu'est-ce qu'il dit?
Another day? Dad, what are you talking about?
Marty. No, that's impossible. Marty was run out of town.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Fuir la ville. Ouais, je suis parti hier soir, c'est pas bien ça.
You just saw me last night, Dad. Don't you remember? Doc's estate sale, the DeLorean.
This is a trick. Go away.
Leave us alone! Haven't we suffered enough?
Mom.
Maman, c'est moi, généralement.
Mom, it's Marty, Mom. Open up.
It sounds like Marty, but it must be a trick.
Mom!
Go away. Shame on you.
How can I convince you?
Tell me something only Marty would know.
Seul Marty peut savoir ce que j'ai fait quand j'avais 8 ans, l'origine de ma cicatrice, ta rencontre avec maman. Ce que j'ai fait quand j'avais 8 ans.
When I was 8 years old, I set fire to the living room rug.
That's right.
Oh my lord, what are you waiting for, George? Let him in!
Stupid locks. Marty!
Oh my God, Dad. What happened to you?
What do you think happened, butthead?
Biff.
I thought we
Les
told you
parents.
to stay out of town, shrimp.
Biff, whatever's going on, I'm sure we can handle it. Reasonably. Who were they?
Like you don't know Cliff and Riff. What do you think we should do with them, baby bro? What we should have done years ago, big bro. I'm gonna enjoy this, McFly.
Wait, I'm trying to process here.
Depuis quand t'as des frères?
Where do these other tannins come from?
From a mommy tannin and a daddy tannin. It's called the birds and the bugs, butthead.
Esquive.
Biff!
Où est ton père?
Wait, does all this have something to do with Kid Tannen?
Pop? What about him?
He was supposed to end up in jail.
Jail? Pop's never spent a day in jail in his life. The Tannen gang's the 5th most dangerous crime family in California. We got connections all over the place.
No way.
You don't believe me?
Biff, no!
Bang! Ha ha! Check it out.
To your family from mine, in gratitude for your continued service, J.J. Valenti.
That's Don Valenti, godfather of the Sacramento mob. The 3rd most dangerous crime family in California.
Pas de côté.
Ooh.
I got a question.
Eh oh. Cliff là, on dirait le mec dans les Simpsons, là, j'ai oublié son prénom. C'est dommage. La blague était pourtant bonne. Qu'est-ce que je vous ai fait? Non, on s'en fout, j'ai quitté la ville. Qu'est-ce que vous voulez? Qu'est-ce que vous voulez?
What are you guys doing here anyway?
It's that time of the month. Time for Georgie to pay up. We usually take the payment in cash, but this month we can take it out of your hide.
Saute.
Ooh. Hey!
And another thing.
On fait un temps
Hey,
mort.
can't we bury the hatchet already?
Even better idea. I bury this 9-iron up your backside.
Saute.
Ooh.
And another thing.
Je veux savoir pourquoi j'ai quitté la
When
ville.
did I get run out of town?
2 years ago. Don't you remember? We made a deal that we'd go easier on your old man if you left. But now you're back, so the kid gloves can come off.
Je ressaute.
Ooh. And another thing.
Dernière chose, qu'est-ce que je vous ai
Why are
fait?
you guys so pissed at me?
You don't remember? You've really lost it, McFly. Think back. The thing with the manure truck.
Which one?
Lequel?
Ugh.
Tell me.
À propos de maman, tiens.
What about my mom? I mean, how did she end up with my dad?
Beats us. Guess she has a thing for losers. She could have had any one of us, but she went for old Gimpy McFly.
Saute, saute.
Ah! Oh!
Here's what I still don't understand.
Depuis combien de temps ça dure?
How long have you been coming down on my dad like this?
Ever since that school dance, when Georgie laid Biff out in the parking lot. Shut up, it's not funny. Someone messes with the Tannen family never lets him forget about it.
Ok, on en apprend de plus en plus.
Here's what I still don't understand.
Et une dernière chose, on peut pas s'en prendre à quelqu'un d'autre.
Can't you pick on somebody else?
We do. We pick on lots of guys.
Mais évidemment.
Kind of our thing.
Évidemment. Bon, j'en sais. Je sais ce que. Voilà, Voilà. J'ai ce que je voulais savoir. Maintenant, si je dis pas de conneries. Qu'est-ce que t'as fait à mon père,
What the
tiens?
hell did you do to my dad?
Your dad's been in that wheelchair since before you were born, butthead. And you better hope he has a spare, cause you're gonna need one in like 3 seconds.
Oh, les teubés.
Piece of cake.
I never should have let that floozy talk me out of rubbing out your grandfather.
Huh?
Kitten.
Kid?
No one in Hill Valley messes with the Tannen family.
Marty, get in! This timeline's been compromised.
No kidding.
Super.
Somehow, something we did in 1931 allowed Kid Tannen to escape his date with justice. As a consequence, the Tannens have been unchecked in Hill Valley for over 50 years.
Ah, jeez, they robbed the arcade?
We've got to go back to the day Kid Tannen was supposed to be arrested. Figure out what went wrong and fix it. Otherwise, you could be forever stuck in a town owned by the Tannens.
Not an option, Doc. Punch it.
Tu comprends rien, hein? T'es teubé, hein? Oui. Oui, il est teubé. Bon, ok, on a appris vachement, on a appris vachement beaucoup de choses. C'est super. Et du coup, on va essayer de sauver un petit peu ce qui s'est passé, hein. Ça serait bien.
Okay, Doc. Let's run through this again.
Sometime tonight, Kid Tannen is supposed to be betrayed by his mole, the singer named Pixies Trotter.
That hot babe I saw coming out of the speakeasy.
Exactly. When she does, history says Tannen will be arrested by a rookie cop by the name of Danny Parker.
Parker. Hey, do you think he's related to Jennifer Parker, my girlfriend?
Could be.
Heavy.
In any event, somehow we've changed history so that neither of these events happens, condemning your family to generations of abuse at the hands of the Tannen crime family. We need to go back into Tannen's speakeasy, find out what's gone wrong, and get Kid Tannen arrested.
No problem, Doc. Let me just put on my hat and I'm good to go. Is the mustache really necessary?
It's essential. You can't let Kid know that you're the same troublemaker that foiled his attempt to kill me.
Are you sure you can't come in with me?
It's far too dangerous. You may be easy to disguise with your nondescript features, but ever since my daring escape from the police and the mob, my distinctive face has been plastered over every paper from here to Reno.
Nondescript.
I'll find a safe place to hunker down. That flop house ought to fit the bill. You can find me there if you need me.
Ok. On est de retour en 1931. J'espère que ça vous avait pas manqué. Moi, pas du tout. On va voir si Doc
It's
travaille.
closed for the night.
Bon allez, on va arrêter les conneries. C'est pas tout ça, mais on a du boulot. Edna. Ok, il y a Edna, super.
Looks like Emmett's been busy.
Il y a Edna. Bon, allez, allons voir Edna, hein, ça fait longtemps.
Pardon me, sir. From the way you're dressed and your general aura of seediness, I can infer only one thing. You're heading for Tannen's Speakeasy, am I right?
No.
At least you possess enough shame to lie about it. Unfortunately, I don't have the power to stop you, but I beg you to tarry here a few more seconds and listen to my song. Me, 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 me. You say you've lost your self-respect, but you should care. What in heaven's name?
Oh, sorry, Miss Strickland. Just a little experimental prototype gone momentarily awry.
Mr. Brown, why is there a dog in that vehicle?
Why? Well, to advance the human condition, of course. Hello, Sonny.
Sonny? Mr. Crockett, what are you doing in that getup?
Non, mais il va falloir arrêter de me changer de nom, hein, s'il vous plaît, parce que là, ça commence à être un petit peu long, hein. Je voyage incognito.
I'm going undercover.
How exciting! You'll have to give me an exclusive sometime. Right now, I've got some souls to save.
And you'll have to get an eyeful of my newest experiment.
You're not angry about the rocket drill?
Water over the bridge. I've moved on to bigger and better things. Come by the gazebo when you get a chance. I'll be setting up. You won't believe what Einie and I have been up to.
Famous last words. All right. Now where's that speakeasy?
Bon, je vais quand même aller voir Doc, parce que quand même, c'est grâce à lui qu'on est là. Hein.
Sonny, you're just in time.
Comment ça va, tiens?
How have you been, Emmett? I know I haven't seen you in a couple of months.
I'm great, and I owe it all to you.
Really?
Yes, that argument I had with my father during our jet drill experiment gave me the incentive to finally quit that dreary court job. I've committed myself full-time to a life of science.
Bon, ça c'est une bonne chose. Qu'est-ce que vous faites?
What's the story with the little car and all this equipment?
Einstein and I are conducting a few experiments with this 1/4 scale model to work out a few hitches in my planned demonstration at the Hill Valley Expo in a couple of months.
A radio-controlled car?
No. Well, yes, but there'll be so much more than that. It will amaze the world.
Ok, mais désolé pour
So,
Einstein.
thanks for watching Einstein while I've been away.
It's been a pleasure. He's proven to be a surprisingly willing test subject. It's almost as if he's been working with me for years.
More like decades.
Aha! Got it!
Got what?
I'll show you. Ready to go, Einstein? Watch this! When this baby hits 23 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious cow flop.
Einstein!
Oh,
Get him out of there!
not to worry. I've got a fail-safe eject mechanism around here someplace. See? Nothing to worry about.
Nothing. I'll go see if I can find something to help. Or someone.
Non mais c'est pas vrai, il faut... Ah, j'en ai marre. En plus,
Don't worry, Emmett. I'm sure you'll get it right someday.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. Right now, I'm more concerned with Einstein.
Sauf Einstein. Hein.
Can't you just go into the courthouse to get Einstein?
If I still had my job as a clerk, sure, but lately a lot of evidence has gone missing, so they've installed new locks. Now the place is sealed up tighter than my dad's wallet.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
What went wrong with your rocket car?
I'm not entirely sure. As soon as we get Einstein down, I'm gonna go look for it.
Mhm.
Why don't you go look for your car now?
And leave Einie stuck on a ledge? Never! Dogs are much more important than any silly rocket car. Especially one that doesn't work at all.
Il y a eu du fan service avec le 37 miles à l'heure là.
What's up with you and Edna? A couple months ago, I could swear she was making goo-goo eyes at you.
That was before my father had her Stay Sober Society meeting thrown out of our house. Now she takes every opportunity she can get to snipe at me and my work. It's very distracting.
Do you know anything about Officer Danny Parker?
My pop says he's a good cop when he's not drinking.
Good.
Of course, now I hear he drinks all the time.
You know anything about Trixie Trotter?
The songbird of the Sierras? The nightingale of the north? The floozy of the foothills? Never heard of her. Man, I've definitely never snuck into Tannen's speakeasy to listen to her.
Eh ben mon cochon.
Well, I'll go off and see if I can get some help.
You do that. I'll stay here and see if I can think of a way to get Einie off that ledge.
Mais je sais comment le faire. N'est-ce pas, Doc? On va aller voir Doc. Là. Je suis un peu bourré. Non, voilà.
Hey, Doc. How's the room?
It's a little cleaner than I would have imagined for a Depression-era flophouse. How are your investigations going?
Vous êtes dans le parc.
Why didn't you tell me I'd run into your younger self tonight?
Because I don't remember being out here tonight. Clearly, your interactions with my younger self 2 months ago have slightly altered my personal timeline. I never have the nerve to perform public experiments like he's doing. No matter. Those experiments will be forgotten once I've seen Frankenstein.
Frankenstein?
Yes. Right now, my younger self is fiddling around down there with rocket propulsion systems for his demonstration at the expo.
The thing that'll kick off your scientific career.
Exactly. Now, the rockets are a horrible idea, and I'll soon realize that they'll never work. But eventually, I'll wander into that movie theater and see Frankenstein and clear my mind. I've kept the ticket stub from that movie in my wallet ever since. See?
Why?
Because it's during this movie that I'll have the inspiration for my breakthrough at the expo.
It doesn't have anything to do with reanimating the dead, does it?
Not the way you're thinking, no. But during that famous scene when Colin Clive turned the wheel that raised that shrouded figure into the tower, and that bolt of lightning struck, well, let's just say more than one brain was reanimated that night.
T'as caché où la DeLorean, Doc?
Where'd you park the DeLorean?
I hid it in the DeSoto lot. Nobody's buying cars these days, so it should be safe in there.
Ok. À propos de cet incendiaire.
Hey, who did burn down Tannen's original speakeasy anyway?
I still don't know. I'd really like to find out before we go home.
Ok. Pourquoi 1931?
I never did get a straight answer about why you came back to 1931 in the first place.
It's, personal. When this is over, I'll tell you all about it.
I'm gonna hold you to that, you know.
Ouais, on s'en souviendra, ouais. Traverser tout ça pour moi.
Can you explain all this? I'm confused.
It's very simple. In the original timeline, Timeline A, the speakeasy arsonist was never caught, creating one of Hill Valley's enduring historical mysteries.
Okay.
When I traveled back to 1931, I created Timeline B, in which I was misidentified as the arsonist and subsequently killed by Kit Tannen's goons. Einstein came with me, and somehow he ended up in the DeLorean when its fail-safe mechanism triggered, sending it back to 1986.
Which is where I came in.
Precisely. You traveled back to June 14th, 1931, creating Timeline C, a world in which Carl Sagan wasn't rubbed out by Kit Tannen. But Arthur McFly was served with a subpoena.
And shot by Kid Tannen's goons.
Yes. So you jumped back in time 6 hours, creating Timeline D, saving your grandfather's life, but somehow preventing Kit Tannen from meeting his date with justice.
Which is why the Tannens were so powerful when we jumped back to 86.
Uh-huh. So now we've returned to August of 1931, creating Timeline E, in which, fingers crossed, we'll send Tannen to prison where he belongs. Got it?
Sure.
Good.
One question.
What?
Can you explain all this? I'm confused. I'm still a little confused by all this time travel.
Don't worry about temporal mechanics. Just focus on Miss Trotter and Officer Parker.
Ok, bon ça au moins c'est clair.
Why are Tannins always such jerks anyway?
It's hard to say. Rogue Neanderthal genes in their DNA, perhaps.
Mhm. Ça c'est fait, il faut sauver Einstein. Ok.
Emmett's not having much luck getting Einstein off the courthouse.
I'm not surprised. Heine's a smart dog, but heights give him the willies.
What can we do?
I've got it.
What?
Just get my younger self distracted and I'll handle the rest.
Ok. Propos de Trixie.
I haven't really made any progress with Trixie yet.
Well, get out there and make some. If she doesn't blow the whistle on Kid tonight, he may never be brought to justice.
Ok, pas de soucis.
Emmett's not having much luck getting Einstein off the courthouse.
I'm not surprised.
Ok, c'est
What can we
bon.
do?
Eureka.
I've got it.
What?
Just get my younger self.
Ok, bon.
Just keep your head low, Doc. I'll be back soon.
I'll keep an eye out for your grandfather.
Super. Maintenant, il faut qu'on aille voir le jeune Doc. Bonjour Emmett.
Any luck with Einstein?
I'm still thinking about it. It's a perplexing spatial conundrum, aggravated by Heine's understandable skittishness.
Vous avez vu Frankenstein?
Have you seen that Frankenstein movie yet? I hear it's pretty inspirational.
Not yet. I've been so busy with my rocket car that I haven't found the time. But I'm planning on going tonight. At least I will once I get Einstein down.
Ok. Reposez-vous.
Why don't you take a break from Einstein Patrol for a minute? Maybe go see a movie or something.
Thanks for the offer, Sonny. But once Emmett Lathrop Brown sets his mind on a task, nothing can distract him from his purpose. And right now, that purpose is rescuing your dog.
Ouais, en fait,
Well, I'll go off and see if I can get some
l'artiste s'en
help.
fout en fait.
You do that. I'll stay here and see if I can think of a way to get Heine off that ledge.
Il faut que je le distrais, mais je peux peut-être toucher ces boutons.
Don't touch those. They're very sensitive.
Sorry.
Voilà, ça devrait être bon. D'accord, il y a eu un gros bug.
Any luck with Einstein?
I'm still thinking. Understand?
Ok, super, il n'y a rien
I'll
qui
go
m'aide.
You do that. I'll stay here and see if I can.
Any luck with Einstein?
Hop, 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 on s'en fout. Voilà. Donc, ici. Il n'y a rien.
Don't touch those. They're very.
Sorry.
On peut rien faire. Bon. Autant aller voir Edna. Peut-être qu'elle va avoir un truc.
Hey, Edna.
Mr. Crockett, what can I do for you?
Et là, c'est Monsieur Callahan. Donc, elle se fout vraiment de ma gueule. Elle est complètement bourrée. Qu'est-ce que vous faites?
What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
Saving people from alcohol, vice, and disorder. And also keeping a lookout for hot stories. You'd be surprised how much news breaks on this corner.
Ok, du nouveau?
Broken any stories tonight?
Only the usual. Mayor Thomas trying to slink out of the speakeasy. Frankie Needles crashing his car into a fire hydrant. Nothing that'll get me the front page.
J'ai une histoire pour vous.
Hey, I got a hot lead for you.
Oh? What is it?
Carl... non, ça serait horrible. Soi-disant inventeur envoie un chien sur le palais de justice.
Young scientist strands dog on courthouse roof.
What?
Look over there.
Oh, for goodness sake. Mr. Brown!
Please, Miss Strickland, not now. Can't you see I've got a rather delicate situation on my hands at the moment? My trial run.
Trial run? Public hazard, I call it. And I'm sure my editor will agree. This scientific enterprise of yours represents a clear and present danger to public
You
safety.
know what represents a clear and present danger to public safety? Your singing voice.
There's no need to get personal, Mr. Brown.
Believe me, I have no intention of getting personal with you.
I'm relieved to hear it. Flying cars, of all the ridiculous juvenile
Not me,
notions.
but just imagine a world in which traffic jams and car crashes are a thing of the past.
I might be more inclined to listen to you if your maiden voyage hadn't ended in a crash on one roof and a stranded dog on another.
I'm working on getting him down. Heine, how'd you get down? Clever dog.
Well, fortune favors you tonight, but I warn you to be more careful in the future.
Now, how to get that rocket car back down?
Ok, on a sauvé Einstein.
Testing. Sibilance.
Hey, quit playing with my equipment.
Sorry.
Ok, on va aller voir Einstein. Ensuite, on va aller voir Doc. Ensuite, on va aller voir Doc. Ensuite, on va aller voir Edna.
Hey
Et
boy,
ensuite,
how
on
you
arrêtera
doing?
là.
Good dog.
Ok, Einstein, c'est fait. Maintenant, Doc. Pourquoi? Voilà. Ok, Doc est parti. Bon, on va aller voir le vieux Doc alors. On va se dépêcher. Je sais que l'épisode n'a pas été très passionnant, mais on a
Hey,
avancé
Doc,
dans
I
l'histoire,
could
donc
use
c'est
a
plutôt
little
bien.
help.
What's the problem?
Emmett plus Edna.
Should we be worried about your younger self and Enda Strickland?
That is a peculiar wrinkle in the space-time continuum, but I'm sure nothing will come of it. I can't possibly imagine myself becoming attached to a woman like that.
Ok,
Just keep your head.
I'll keep it.
salut. Allez, maintenant on va voir Emmett. Où est Emmett? Où est Emmett? Emmett. 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 Alors, pas de mettre par là, pas de mettre par là. C'est bizarre là, on n'a pas Emmett. C'est pas grave. Edna.
Edna,
What?
Oula, il y a beaucoup de choses là.
what have you got against dogs anyway?
They're smelly, rude, completely unable to take care of themselves, and frankly, they're not very bright. If I had my druthers, dogs would be banned from public places.
Harsh.
It's a harsh world, Mr. Crockett.
Ensuite, ça va être Monsieur Callahan, super, bravo.
Whatever happened with that speakeasy arsonist?
I was about to ask you the same question.
Me?
Don't play coy with me. I may not have any journalistically acceptable proof, but I know you had a hand in Carl Sagan's daring escape from the authorities.
D'accord, elle est complètement malade. De toute façon, Sagan est innocent.
Didn't you think that Sagan was innocent?
I used to, but after he escaped, 2 more speakeasies were torched in Colfax and Georgetown.
That's just a coincidence.
Coincidence? Or is our friend Carl a serial arsonist?
N'importe quoi.
I'm pretty sure that Carl Sagan didn't start those fires.
We'll see. One of the reasons I'm camped out so close to Tannen's new speakeasy is it gives me the chance to catch the arsonist in the act. It'd make a great story for my column.
Ok. Trixie.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about Trixie Trotter, would you?
Kid Tannen's latest conquest? Well, she claims to be a lounge singer from Seattle, but my sources in Washington have never heard of her. I mean, honestly, Trixie Trotter, what kind of name is that?
Ok. Parker.
You know anything about Officer Danny Parker?
Parker? Just another soul lost to the twin vices of booze and despair. I've asked him to tell me his story for my column. Sort of a cautionary tale, but he's never in the mood to talk to me.
En même temps, il y a de quoi. Tannen.
What's Kid Tannen been up to for the last 2 months?
Didn't you hear? It was in all the papers.
I've been, traveling.
Well, the feds were all set to arrest Tannen on tax evasion charges. Seems they'd gotten Tannen's books from his accountant.
I heard something about that, yeah.
Well, the accountant disappeared, unsurprisingly. But the feds still thought they had a case. After all, they still had the books, right?
Right.
Wrong. The day before the trial, the books up and vanished right out of the court's evidence locker.
No.
Lots of fingers were pointed, but honestly, the whole town's so corrupt that it could have been anyone. Court clerks, cops, janitors.
Non, sérieux.
So Kid's walking around free?
Free, clear, and laughing it up in his new speakeasy. The feds want to bring a case up against him, but without those books, they've got nothing.
Ok.
Couldn't Kid be brought up on other charges like, say, running a speakeasy?
In a perfect world, yes. But no one in town seems to care about prohibition anymore. The feds are only interested because of the lost tax revenue.
Ok.
Couldn't Kid be brought up on other charges?
Ok, c'est bon, c'est bon.
What's going on with you and Emmett? The last time I saw you, you seemed to be kinda interested in him.
That was before I belatedly realized that his agreement to host my Stay Sober Society was a clever ruse to ferry barrels of hooch to his so-called laboratory.
Sorry about that.
Now his very presence fills me with an irrepressible urge to pick at his philosophical and intellectual foundations with every tool in my vocabulary.
So you're not dating?
Dating? The mere thought of romantic involvement with that undisciplined techno-anarchist is preposterous.
Good.
Jolie chanson.
What was that song you were singing earlier?
Do you like it? I wrote it myself. It really gets the toes tapping at the Stay Sober Society meetings. Although I suppose that could be the Shakes. Would you like to hear it again?
Oui.
Sure.
Allez,
I knew if
écoutons-la.
I waited long enough, somebody would request it. You say you've lost your self-respect, but you should care. It's not too late to redirect and start to care. Don't despise the good and pure. Time to rise up from the sewer. Wash off all that foul manure. Show the world you care. You should care. You should care. What people think of you. Of goals that you could name, reclaiming your good name is what you ought to do. You should care, you should care. If your reputation is in disrepair, it's not going to hurt you to reclaim your virtue, for you should care.
Oh mon
Catchy.
Dieu.
You really think so?
Yeah, it's got a good hook to it.
One needs a good hook if one is fishing for souls.
Ok, bon en tout cas, avec une voix pareille, c'est sûr que... bon voilà. Alors, j'ai une histoire pour vous, du nouveau. Ouais, du-
Broken any stories tonight?
Only the usual. Mayor Thomas trying to
Ok,
squash
ça
it.
on a compris. Et il reste, j'ai une histoire pour vous.
I got a hot lead for you.
Oh, what is it?
Carl Sagan aperçu en vie.
Can't tell her that. It could get him in
Ouais,
trouble.
voilà, c'est ça, c'est bien ce qui me semblait.
Hey, I got a hot lead for you.
Oh, what is it?
Arthur McFly, le retour.
I can't tell her that.
Voilà, ça aussi, j'en étais sûr. Et il reste
Hey,
Oh?
Tannen derrière le barreau.
Kid Tannen arrested.
Oh, glorious day! When did it happen?
Well, it hasn't happened yet, but it's gonna.
Keep me posted.
See ya.
Keep fighting the good fight.
Ouais, ta mère.
Donate to the Clock Tower Fund. What's wrong with the clock tower? It's not broken, is it?
Not in the slightest.
Whew.
It's just painfully drab. I'm raising funds to commission a sculptor to place a couple of handsome ornamental statues on either side of the clock face. Something to inspire the citizens to do their civic duty.
Something like lions?
Or gargoyles. You can't beat a good gargoyle.
C'est grâce à elle que Doc est vivant.
What's all this?
These are my pamphlets, laying out in scientific detail the horrors visited upon those who succumb to the temptations of alcohol.
Lost Fortnight.
I am particularly fond of that one. It tells the true life tale of Johnny, who woke up in a pile of his own sick, completely unable to remember the previous 2 weeks of his life.
Heavy.
Actually, the pamphlets are quite light. See?
Ok. C'est tout? On peut pas lui parler? On peut pas lui parler, pardon.
Edna!
What?
Jolie
How's that
chanson.
song going over?
If only I could convince a few of these night owls to stop and listen. Would you like to hear it?
Non.
Maybe later.
I'll be here all night.
Bah dégage avec ta
See ya.
chanson pourrie, va.
Keep fighting the good fight.
Ok. Non, nous on va avancer et espérer voir si on peut pas... Emmett, voilà. On cherche Emmett.
Emmett?
No, time for chit-chat. I've got a rocket car to recover.
Emmett! You get down from there before you hurt yourself!
Hurt myself? You're far too cautious, Miss Strickland.
Are you sure that's safe?
Of course it's not safe. That soup kitchen he's climbing is owned by gangsters.
Stop being such chickens. See? Safe as houses.
Don't blame me if you end up dead. Oh, that man is so infuriating.
Ok.
Emmett?
No, time for chit-chat. I've got a rocket car to recover.
Ok, ça je l'avais compris, hein. Merci Emmett. Allez, on va regarder la cinématique et puis on s'arrêtera là.
Who sent you?
Ulysses S. Grant.
What did you bring me?
Meat and potatoes.
What's the word?
Words are for wimps.
Ok, j'ai compris. Alors ça fait très longtemps que j'avais pas joué, mais je connais le mot de passe. Alors, je vais vous montrer tout de suite. Affiche.
Hoover 28. A chicken in every pot. How's that working out, Herbie?
Poubelle.
Ew.
D'accord. Caisse.
Cabbage crates. Must be for the soup.
Ok, on s'en fout. J'ai compris le mot de passe.
Who died and made you boss?
Euronymous Bosch?
Take a hike, Squirt.
Mais quoi, oh?
Who said you were worthy?
The old gray mare?
What will you do if there's a raid?
Sidle up to your boss?
Mais non, c'est pas ça.
Who said you were worthy?
Ok.
The old gray mare?
What will you do if there's a raid?
S'il y a une descente.
Could you repeat that?
What will you do if there's a raid?
Read a book?
Le mec il comprend rien.
Who said you were worthy?
Très bien.
The old gray mare?
Entrée,
What
très
will
bien.
you do if I break your leg?
Comment, enfin.
Lego your ego?
Where are you
Où
going?
est-ce que tu comptes aller, où est-ce que tu comptes aller, Valet.
Hill Valley.
Oh!
Who died and made you boss?
Vico.
Boss Hog?
What will you do when I send you away?
Ici, le cas.
Wait till Wednesday?
Where do you live?
Où habitez-vous? Vous connaissez le coin?
Livermore.
Welcome to L Kids.
Eh ben voilà! Bon, je vous laisse avec la cinématique et on se retrouve après. Voilà.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to once again present the hottest little number this side of the Rockies. And when I say my pleasure, I think you'll know what I'm talking about, am I right? So let's have a big L Kid welcome for the one, the only, Trixie Trotter.
They say I'm crazy, got no sense, but I don't care. They may or may not mean offense, but I don't care.
Out of my way, kid. I got some sorrows to drown.
I am my own superintendent. My star is on the ascendant. That's why I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Et ben voilà! En tout cas, merci à tous d'avoir suivi cet épisode. Abonnez-vous si vous voulez aimer cette vidéo. Commentez-la. On se retrouve dans le prochain épisode, la partie 7 de Back to the Future The Game, épisode 2. Voilà, donc salut à tous. Ciao, bye bye! Salut à tous.